What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. It is time for another BUFFBUNNY collection try and review. We are going to try some new things in this video, so stay tuned for that. But we're going to do our regular intro, which is, if you've never seen me before, my channel is basically a dedicated BUFFBUNNY collection try and review channel at this point. There are future plans to change that, but for right now, it is all things BUFFBUNNY collection. So if you guys want to know all the details when it comes to any of the BUFFBUNNY collections, then you guys are in the right place. For today, we are reviewing the new StrongAF collaboration with Bailey Stewart. It is basically a 2.0 of her collaboration last year, which was the Juicy collection. But this time we are hyper focused on the Miracle bottoms. We have Miracle shorts coming in, and then we have a few other things that were great sellers from the Juicy collection, as well as some other bestsellers that we have seen a few different times before this year. So if you guys want to know all of the changes, the new, my thoughts, and all the other details when it comes to the StrongAF collection in collaboration with Bailey Stewart, then just keep watching. First and foremost, obviously a big congratulations to Bailey on your 2.0 collaboration with BUFFBUNNY collection. They had mentioned this at a few different times that it just did not feel right to finally put out the Miracle shorts without Bailey signing off on these. They obviously spent a lot of time together in perfecting these shorts. It was something that was supposed to come out in last year's collaboration, but they weren't quite ready. So now a whole year later, they are finally ready for the world. And I'm so excited that she gets to debut them with the company. So big congratulations again, Bailey, on your 2.0 collection with BUFFBUNNY collection. Let me tell you, you guys are onto something with these Miracle bottoms, because I am just so obsessed with them. Teaser that I am obsessed with them. I do have a lot of thoughts around them that I'm so excited to share with you guys to help you decide if these are for you or not. But I did want to start by saying just congratulations to Bailey. I cannot wait to see you sell out of this collection yet again. I know Juicy was such a huge success, and I know that this one will be a huge success again. Now, just some housekeeping when it comes to my videos. If you guys are looking for any other details that I may not have verbally said or shown on the screen, I highly recommend you guys pause this video right here and download the free GABFAM PDF in the description. It is detailed AF, let me tell you that. We have many photos, many color comparisons, many measurements, many just small little things that are going to help you guys really understand these pieces and how they compare to old ones and all that good stuff. Of course, as always, thank you to all of the affiliates and athletes who allow me to include some of their images into this PDF to make it happen, in conjunction to all the other things that I add into them as well. Ever since we started these GABFAM PDFs, we have made them so that they are your go-to source when it comes to getting, I guess you could say, the cliff notes of what you need to know in regards to the collections. They have been a huge hit since we rolled them out, and they are going to continue happening. And furthermore, they are in the order of which I speak about the pieces in this YouTube video. So if you guys are wanting to use it as a follow along, I highly recommend that, because it is created in that way to be something that you guys can follow along with, take notes, and just look at the details in the PDF while you're watching me on the screen. I really make it something that is just easy to follow and comprehend. So again, it is completely free. They are usually anywhere from 150 to 200 pages, just because they are jam-packed with so many details. So again, if you feel like I'm missing something that I did not say verbally or put on this screen, it is most likely going to be in that PDF. So I highly recommend that you guys download it right now before you guys continue the rest of the video. If you guys have any additional questions throughout the week leading up to launch, I do pop up a question box in my Instagram stories where you guys can ask for specific comparisons or any additional questions that for whatever reason in this video or in that PDF I did not answer. So make sure you guys keep a lookout on my Instagram for that question box. It is one of the best ways to get just more information, voice memos, more additional photos, whatever it might be that you guys need to feel confident in this collection. Furthermore, I also have a free Discord community that you guys can join. I am thinking about converting it into an IG broadcast channel, but when I did a poll the other day, people were like, hell no. So I don't know. I'm just not really sure about Discord, Instagram broadcast channel, or just keeping it to stories and YouTube. I'm still figuring that out, but in the meantime, the Discord is there. So if you guys would like to join it, I'll put a QR code up here for you guys to join for free. And then last but not least, I am an exclusive athlete with BUFFBUNNY collection, which means I do have a support code, and that code is code GABS. That does save you 10% at checkout, but I do make a small commission as well. It's your guys' way of supporting me in all that goes into every single collection, from this video, from the PDF, from the additional Instagram things to the DMs, all that good stuff. And it is also a way to let the company know, keep GABS around, which if you guys want me to stay around with the company, please feel free to use my code. And of course, if you guys do choose to use my code, please let me know, because I understand you guys are choosing to use code GABS out of all the codes that are out there. And I want to make sure I say thank you and show my gratitude for your guys' support. You guys even watching this video, consuming my reels, all the things are different ways that you guys are supporting me. And so regardless if you guys are shopping this collection or not, just thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of my GABFAM community. It is so, so appreciated, and not enough words will ever be enough to show that appreciation to my GABFAM. Now, with that being said, like I mentioned earlier, we are changing the structure a little bit of this video. So you will see me in this setting pop up once in a while, but then you'll also see a bit more of like vlog style setting. I'm just giving it a try. Please give me feedback on which style you prefer, whether it's the traditional sit down like this with some overlays of videos occasionally or text, or if you like the vlog style. I just thought about the vlog style just to kind of change it up from being like just sitting here for like an hour, instead of like doing it while I was getting ready, while I was doing errands, just as I changed my outfits, like just really vlog style. Like I said, me holding the camera, me showing the camera through the mirror. So let me know what you guys preferred. I do feel like it's a little more chaotic just because there's so much going on, but I am still talking about the pieces that I'm wearing in said clips. This will make more sense once you guys see it, but please, please, please give me feedback on if you liked this style more, if you like the other one, if maybe you want to try it 1 or 2 more times before we make a decision. It is whatever is going to work for you guys at the end of the day, because I want this video to be helpful to you, because I need you guys to get all of your questions answered and feel like you're confident if you do choose to shop any collection. So with that being said, let's get into the actual review. We have so many colors coming out, and I think that this collection is like not a lot of pieces, but a lot of freaking colors in a specific piece, which I am here for, okay? If I love something, I will get it in another color. You guys know me. If I like something, I am absolutely going to get it in 8 billion colors, because if I like it, then why wouldn't I? You know what I mean? It's just like a safe bet. My brother's laughing right now because I know I just repeated myself 2 different ways of saying the same thing. But so many freaking colors. I know this is just on my phone, so it's like really small, but like so many colors. And it's in the seamless fabric as well, which is so pretty, so comfy, and just so good for so many different activities, I'd say. But these colors are literally so perfect for the summer. We have a lot of ombre as well, which you guys will see specifically for the seamless pieces, but we'll get into all the colors as we talk about the pieces. You guys will see the cards come up on the screen to tell you what colors are coming out in specific pieces. But if you guys are into your purples, your pinks, your reds, your blues, your greens, this one is going to have all those colors. So if you're looking for neutrals, there's definitely not a lot, I'm not gonna lie, but I feel very summer in all of these colors, and it's just so perfect for me personally. Now, one of the first things that I wanna do is go over a lot of the different notes that we have in regards to pieces that we've seen before and the changes that we can expect to see in these new ones. So I'm just gonna run through those really quickly first, just so that that curiosity of like what is different is addressed accordingly. And I will also have these on the screen. So for the Miracle Seamless leggings, the first thing that they did was moved the under glute compression up by 1/2 inch per customer feedback, added 20% more compression at the under glutes, which is the same as the Unbreakable launch. We adjusted the front and the back rise measurement to accommodate for stretch and softness. Fit will be the same high rise as Juicy launch, although specs might look shorter. I will touch more on this when I get to the Miracle Seamless leggings. For the Miracle Seamless shorts, they are a 6-inch short version of the leggings. There is a specific reason for this. From what I was told, the reason that they are 6 inches is because that was the only way that they could do the compression under the glutes and not have it roll in a short version style. They do look good if they were shorter. I did do like a little test later on, you'll see, where I like shortened it a little bit if it was more like a 5-inch seam. But obviously that's something that Bailey would have thought about, and there is a specific reason why it had to be 6 inches. So that is something that I wanted to note there. The HALTER Seamless Sports Bra received feedback that bottom band was too short, so its height is increased 1 inch at the center front to help stay put. Due to this, support level was light to medium before, and now it will be a true medium support. Other details exactly same as previous launches. The seamless long sleeve baby tee. We have not seen the seamless long sleeve in a minute. The last time we saw her was from the Sugar Rush collection in collaboration with Felicia. It did have a cutout in the back, which we don't have in this one. And it does have an improved thumb hole construction and a more fitted and flattering fit. And it is in a shorter length as well. And then we do have a longer length as well, like a more full length, I guess you could say. And then the double dip butter sports bra, last seen in grounds, reduced neck width 1 inch due to feedback from customers. The strap was falling off the shoulder, increased armhole drop by 7/8 inch, so not to cut off the armpit. Aggressive scrunch legging, no fit updates. Aggressive scrunch flare legging, no fit updates. Aggressive scrunch short 7 inch, no fit updates. Strong short sleeve, no fit updates. Curved sports bra, no fit updates. The BANDEAU butter crop, improved strap loop construction on the inside neckline, but other than that, no changes. I do talk more on this when I get to those. Low sports bra, no fit updates. Shape seamless bodysuit, same as we've seen it in the Unbreakable collection. The plunge seamless sports bra, fit updates last seen in juicy, denser, cushiony straps to solve digging issue, reduced across front by 1.5 inch to prevent cutting in at the front armhole, front neckline reduced by 3/4 inch to prevent gaping, front neck drop raised 1/2 inch to prevent nip slips, added mesh layer to prevent pad compartment, avoid uniboob issue, bust reduced by 1.5 inches, previous version was too loose, and then increased bottom opening 3 inches total, previous version was too tight. I personally don't have the previous plunge seamless, so I don't have anything to compare to, but I do touch on my overall thoughts on the plunge seamless again coming up. Wonder seamless bra, feedback from previous, which is the juicy launch. The straps were digging in. These are now denser to feel more comfortable on the shoulder. I can say I do feel that. And then also added mesh layer inside to hold pads in place. Again, I have more thoughts on this coming up. And then last two things, Form Seamless Sports Bra, feedback on snack launch was that the pads were migrating. Again, they added that mesh layer to separate the pads. And then Alpha Sports Bra, no fit updates. So lots of new things in some of the pieces that we've seen before. Some things are staying as is, but I felt like it was important to notate that right away in the forefront. Here are all the different fabrics we're going to be seeing throughout this collection as well. So we're going to be seeing Newbury, Butter, Shape Seamless, and Synergy Seamless. So there are a few different seamless fabrics that we've seen from Buff Bunny collection, so it's important to keep that in mind as you're thinking of comparing these to other pieces that fall under the seamless category, for example. Very important to make sure that we're comparing, shape to shape, synergy to synergy, etc. So just keep that in mind as you guys are seeing what I'm saying about like the sizing and all that good stuff. Very much have never filmed a try and review this way, but we're going to give it a try. If you guys don't like it, we can easily go back to the old style, but if you do like it, make sure to let me know. Why? I don't know. Just something in me said, why don't you try something new? Something that you haven't done before. Also, I haven't vlogged in so freaking long. And I was like, maybe just like visually wise, it'll be nice to just like have something different than like me just sitting and yapping. Like I understand like right now I'm sitting and yapping, but at least I'm like doing something. You know what I mean? So like we're going to try it, see how you guys like it, and just let me know and we can easily go back to the old format. So let's start with the BANDEAU situation. As you can see, I'm wearing it right now. I just went to get my tattoo removal, which it's, by the way, looking so gnarly right now. I have one more session until the Mexico wedding. So basically it's like, hopefully it's like 100% gone by then. It might not be, and that's totally fine if it's not. But yeah, very exciting on that. But on another note, I've been wearing this since 11, and typically I've been wearing it without the strap because honestly it's been so nice to just like sit on the patio and like tan. The tan line is insane. But with this strap, I will say I do not like the strap. I think halters in general, I don't know if it's my like posture. I don't know if it's like my traps. I don't know what the situation is and why they just don't work for me, but they just don't work for me. And so like it's already very much bugging me, and it's literally only 12:47 and I've had it on since like 11 maybe, which isn't very long. And all I've done is drive to my appointment, get my appointment done, make some coffee, and like literally nothing crazy whatsoever. So I really don't love the strap. Now like I know I could make it looser a little bit maybe. Actually, yeah, when I loosen it, it's not as bad. Let's try it. Let's get ready with it like loosened a little bit and see how that goes. One thing that I will say is that they did adjust the like loops in here to be 10 times better than they were before, because If you guys remember from the first time we saw these in Juicy, that was one of my biggest complaints, is that the little like part where the hook latches onto was so hard to like get the hook in, but also it would just like fray so much. Like it was basically like a ribbon, where now it looks like they put it as like actually in the Newbury fabric or butter fabric, and so it's just like a lot more durable, a lot easier to like thread it through with the hook, and so I do think that was like a much needed improvement. So that is like the first thing that I noticed and like definitely like really appreciate. It is still in the butter fabric, so very much like what we know and love when we first saw these come back. And I am just obsessed with tube tops in general, so like I really, really like them. And I've been wearing them like nonstop since I've gotten them, especially with, like I said, my little routine of like going on the patio and like sitting out there doing some work, but like not needing to be in a bathing suit and like getting my tan on. I feel like you either like tube top bandeau situations or you don't. I will say that the silicone is like really good and it stays up really nicely, which is good. So overall, like I am reaching for her so much, hence why I got it in like 8 billion different colors. So safe to say that she is one of my favorites and just like a good like staple piece to have. So I will say that I do like that. Like I said, I do prefer it without the strap overall. Like I know I just loosened it, so it's like a little bit better, but I still prefer it just without the strap, because like I said, I'm a tube top girly. People, when you put the tube tops down on the floor, you can definitely notice a few differences, and it wasn't noted that any changes were made. However, a few of us are noticing, especially in the flat lay, and I'll put an overlay here, that there are some slight changes in the measurements. And I know that Bailey herself also recommended that if you wanted to fit how they fit in the Juicy, then size down. If you want it to be a little bit looser fitting, then go with your like true size essentially. So I'll put some of those comparisons up top there. I got my size medium, which I got a medium and a large the last time. And to be honest with you, I didn't notice much of a difference, just to be so honest. But I have no problems with the mediums right now. The reason I don't do a large is because I find that I'm like pulling it up way more often. And I mean, being larger busted in general, like I'm just adjusting it more often like than the like itty bitty titty committee would. But I find the mediums nice because it's like up there, it's not too like tight and uncomfortable, and it gives me the coverage that I need in my bust. So for me personally, I don't mind the medium. I can definitely do a large, but it's just like I would rather deal with it being like a tad bit like fitted up here for it to like stay in place rather than me like constantly adjusting it. And like I said, I think it's just like a larger bust situation that you just have to like deal with essentially. As I compared the medium in this collection versus when we previously seen it, I do feel like it's not pushing into my boob as much. So I think it does fit like a little bit more bigger, I guess you could say. So I can see how like the itty bitty titty committee who wanted it like super tight may want to size down. But personally for me, I preferred the medium in the last collection, and I still like the medium now. If anything, it's just more comfortable. So that's personally my thoughts on the bandeau situation. I love all the different colors that it's coming out in. Like I said, like I literally got it in every single color that I could because she's just going to be a staple for me like whenever I need a tube top. So that is just like not going anywhere. Now I am wearing the aggressive scrunch shorts as well. And I will say that since they improved them, I like them so much more. The camel toe situation is not as bad. I mean, I literally just got up and this is like how they are from like sitting, no adjusting. So like the rolling is very much still a thing. Like that's just going to be how it is with butter. And then like I do have to like adjust a little bit here, but like I love situation happening back here. But yeah, the aggressive scrunch shorts are definitely growing on me. You guys know that I had all the issues in loving them when we first saw them come out, just because I felt like they were just giving me all the camel toe. They just kept moving so much. And I think just like with the small improvements that they've made over time with just like constantly seeing them come back. Oh my gosh. What? Oh, I ruined it. I ruined it. Oh, okay. With the changes that they've made slightly over the past few launches, I do like them a lot more. And like, I do actually reach for the newer ones now. When I did the try-on clip with the guava ones, I am reminded why I did not like them when they first came out. something about them just felt off. So I will say overall, all the changes that they made with them, I can definitely stand more behind them. I did not get the flares for them, so I'm not sure about the flares, but for the shorts wise, I find myself reaching for them way more. I do have a medium in the orange tie-dye, and I can feel the difference between the small and the mediums. And I do feel like the mediums are just so much looser, so much bigger. I'm still gonna wear the mediums, but I do find that they're like way more just like comfy vibes, and they're like even more high rise than they already are. They still roll the same. If anything, actually, they don't roll as much because they are ultra high rise more in the medium versus the smalls. So that's my main thing when it comes to like a size small in the aggressive scrunch versus the mediums, is that the mediums definitely come up a little bit higher and just feel overall looser and just more comfy. Also, this blush is taking so long to build up. Like, holy, I feel like I've been putting on blush for 8 million years. So that's the main thing. I would say, especially because butter is so stretchy and like so on like the thinner side. If you want a higher rise, go with your bigger size, but know that they're not going to be as tight around the glutes and the hips. If you want them to be more like fitted, knowing that they are like a much stretchier material, then go with your like smaller size. So I personally prefer the smalls, but I know that the rise isn't going to quite be where the mediums are. So you'll see a comparison of what the medium to smalls are. And like even on these smalls right now, again, not adjusted, like they're pretty high rise still in the smalls. So I feel fine with this. And like I said, I'm used to the rolling situation. Like I'm good with that. So it's just kind of like what it is. I will say with the bandeau, it is looking like a onesie situation, just giving my non-existent torso. And one thing that might bother people, it doesn't bother me because it's just like the way it is like I definitely get my roll situation happening because of the built-in bra in the bandeau. And then with the way like where this sits, like this is just the extra body fat I have, and then because it's like overlapped like this, like you can definitely see it, like especially when I'm like sitting and stuff, like when I was sitting in the car. But like it is what it is, and like I'm all good with that. So just something to note when it comes to this duo here. But yeah, I love the aggressive scrunch shorts way more than I used to, because I was definitely sipping on that haterade, you know, when they first came out, and yet everyone else was like so obsessed with them. But I just knew that it just needed some refinement, you know? So I'm glad that we are now friends, and I do have it in a few colors. I have it in the Atari green, which, by the way, seeing Atari green come back is such a throwback to like the 70s collection. I love seeing her come back, and I know we've seen her, I think maybe one other time before this. So I do like seeing her come back, but I get her in the same bandeau and aggressive scrunch short situation. So that is everything on the bandeau and the aggressive scrunch shorts. Okay, I'm also going to show how much easier it is to unhook and hook the strap situation. There, it's a lot easier, and like it's no longer fraying either, so I do love that. Although taking it out is a bit harder than putting it back in. Oh my god, that feels so much better on my neck. Yeah, like just way better, way better. Okay, sometimes I say things and then I like second guess myself, so I'm like, let me just like retry it on. But I just threw on the large from the Juicy collection, and I think that the large from the Juicy collection and the medium from this one are more similar to one another, because when I put the medium from the Juicy collection on top of the medium from this one, there's definitely like a significant difference. So let me show you here. It's like, this is a significant difference from both being mediums. Like, look how much different that is. Where right now, this large that I'm wearing feels more comparable to the medium from this collection. So I actually think that the sizing is just more like true to size this time around. So like my truest top size is technically a medium. Like for the most part, whenever there's any sort of top, I'm normally getting a medium. And so the fact that I guess I don't have a new large to compare to, but I do feel pretty comfortable in the medium bandeau tops this time around. If anything, like it's a little bit tighter right here in the silicones, like in comparing them, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing either. Like I feel like, especially being like I was saying earlier, like in a bigger bust, you kind of have to be mindful of like getting a size that's going to like give you the coverage, but also stay up as much as possible so you're not like constantly adjusting it. I know as I wear this, it's going to feel like something that I need to adjust constantly. So it kind of worked out that the sizing is as different as it is because I liked the large from the Juicy collection, went with the medium because I wanted something that would stay in place a bit more, which it does, but it's not too much smaller where like it's too small, if that makes sense. I don't know, the fact that I just talked about sizing on this bandeau top for like 6 minutes is insane, but I just wanted to really paint the picture because I know there's gonna be a lot of questions when seeing that flat leg comparison of how different it is. So I'm gonna change out of this, show you guys the comparison of the large Juicy to the medium strong as fuck, AF, sorry. And then you guys can see what I'm saying a bit better. Okay, so hopefully seeing it like this makes more sense. So as you can see, the medium on top is more comparable to the large on the bottom than what I just showed you with the medium Juicy to the medium from StrongAF. You know what I mean? Like it's just way more comparable. So that's why I'm saying like the medium from this collection is very comparable to the large from the last one. And so me doing the medium worked out so perfectly because it is just ever so slightly a bit smaller, but like very comparable. Here's also the difference I was talking about in like the loops. Like see how like frayed and just like not good looking the last ones are in comparison to the new ones, way sturdier and just a lot more durable. Curve Sports Bra, I feel like we've been seeing her quite often lately and there's no updates or anything there. I still find her one of my favorite pieces. Not like top favorite, but like I do enjoy her, especially when I want a moment like this where I'm like showing more of like my shoulders and a little bit of my chest here. Like it does have a nice narrow neckline there. And then the curve on the bottom is just always just so pretty and just like an added touch. As I've said before, when I've talked about this bra, the only thing is you want to be mindful of the sizing to make sure that it's a size that like will feel like that bottom will stay in place. And so for me personally, I do find that the medium gives me more compression, but does give me more chances of like my underboob popping out, or like the large gives me more length. However, then it like really opens up here. So I'm very in between the medium and the large. Honestly, I just don't wear them for back day. And that's just like my more like comfortable zone. But I will say that I like the medium because of the compression that I get. Like I just get a little bit more support. So it honestly depends on the day. Like, do I want more compression? Okay, go with my medium. If I want more like just like length coverage, I'll go with my large. So that's my take on the Curve Sports Bra. It really just depends on like what you want. And like, this is something that I say all the time. Sizing really comes down to what is more important to you. And that's why my sizing always fluctuates so much because it depends on my mood. It depends if I'm feeling myself. It depends on if I'm what weight I'm at, right? Like it depends on so many different things. And so I honestly like having a variety of sizes. I think the one size that I've like completely ditched is the extra large in my bust. Like I used to be that, and like now all of my extra larges, I'm like swimming in them and barely get any support. But as you guys hear me talk about my sizing, like I share it to give you perspective on why I'm choosing one size or the other to help you guys choose. Because I'm sure a lot of us are kind of like an in-betweener, and like some certain fabrics, some certain styles are like a definite like this size or whatever. But yeah, just to give you again more context to my sizing, if you've never watched my videos before, that is why I'm like a little bit all over the place with my size. The Strong short sleeve tee is our usual t-shirt material that we see in every single collection. As you guys know, I normally don't opt for these very often, so I do not have it myself, but I, again, as I've said in probably every single video, I size to get it a little bit more oversized, so you really can't go wrong with the sizing. I would say they are pretty true to size with like a little bit more of a relaxed fit, and you have to think they're also unisex, so always go based on like whatever's your truest like graphic tee size, and you'll be good to go. All right, this plunge bra is 100% an at-home under the hoodie situation because she is just really out there. The one thing about her though is that I do appreciate how much like armpit coverage there is. Like I love how wide they made it from like here to here. The problem is that they also made this very wide. Now I know why they did that because Bailey has that preference. Now the only thing is that made it this part right here very wide also. Like I would have loved this to be just a little bit more narrow so that we can get both the armpit coverage and a bit more clavage coverage. Mind you though, this might not be something that's like made for the BTC given who this collaboration is with, but it's just something that I noticed for myself. I think it'll also very much depend on if you have a wider chest or not in general. So I naturally have a wider set chest. Like I knew that from the minute I got my implants, that was something that like I learned about my chest and my breast width diameter as well. So I actually don't like hate this bra. It's just definitely like very clavage. I really, really like the armpit situation. Like if this was just a little more coverage, I think I'd like her a lot more. She is very comfy to wear like at home and everything like that. I've already worn her like on a work day and stuff, and she was very comfortable to wear. So I did like that. And then I do find that the crisscross is a nice simple back. And overall, I find that the straps in all of the seamless bras have been very comfortable to wear and still adjustable, which you guys know I love the adjustability. And then this is the matching Miracle shorts. Like, prepare to be sick of me wearing the Miracle shorts all the freaking time. They are longer than I know most of us would like them. However, Bailey did explain that they had to do it that way in order for them to not roll up like where the compression is. So I'm like getting used to it. You know what I mean? I think it's something that you definitely have to like be used to. And like, you can also adjust it. You know what I mean? Like, you could bunch it up a little bit so that it's a little bit shorter, but like you might not like all the bunching for sure. So yeah, this is what the Miracle shorts are looking like. I do find that the ombres make your butt look a little bit more crazy because of where they strategically placed the darkness versus the lightness. And there is like such a crazy detail on the, let me see if we can get a better view. When you really look at the like ribbing situation, it's pretty crazy, you know, the technique that they needed to make this whole like compression situation happen. But I think it's all about like placing the compression in the right spot to like get the look that you're looking for. I do get like a little bit of like sausage situation here, but like nothing crazy that like bothers me, but like just being honest, like you see it ever so slightly there between the actual bottom seam and like where the compression starts. But yeah, I know that Bailey has explained many times that the reason why they're as long as they are is because we didn't want them to like start rolling or anything like that. So I'm okay with that. The camel toe, no camel toe, which I do love a lot. And then I do find that the ombre ones specifically come up just a little bit higher, whereas the solid colors you'll see later come up just a little bit lower, and they're a little bit tighter as well. So it might just be the ombre situation. That's why it's feeling higher rise, a little bit stretchier. But yeah, that's just something to note. But oh my gosh, the booty looks insanity in these Miracle shorts. Like, I don't have the craziest butt, but the things that these shorts do to me is insane. And like, I loved, let me just flip you guys back around. Oh, that's really close. I loved the leggings, but now that I've tried these shorts on and like the compression being perfectly placed on where the glutes should be, I'm like, I understand that the first ones weren't quite what they needed to be to give the full effect. So we're definitely getting a lot of waist snatching in this. I know that I feel that this rise isn't going to stay because I think that they were supposed to be the same as the solid, which is like a little bit shorter and like same as the leggings even. But as an ultra high rise lever girly, I am appreciating it, but I know it's probably not going to stay. But yeah, this is the plunge bra with the Miracle seamless shorts. So you guys are going to see these shorts a few times throughout this video, but I wanted to show you guys all the different colors as much as I can. But very much growing on me, these shorts. And like, it would be super cute if they were like a little shorter, like that even. Yeah, like if they could be that short, but then I'm like, would I get this bulging situation happening if they were shorter? Like maybe that's what they were trying to avoid, you know? Like I'm just trying to understand a bit more, but I think that's what it is. Cause like if the compression's right here and it stops right there, then it literally just, you know? So maybe that's why they have to be short, is because then you get like all this bulging and stuff and like rolling. Maybe that's what's happening. But like, oh yeah, the shorter inseam would be definitely pretty cute, but we'll see. Maybe down the line they'll be able to make them a bit shorter, because like even just like looking at the way the butt looks, definitely looks cuter shorter. But like I said, I'm sure Bailey and the team talked about this, tried to figure it out, and this is just what made sense so that there was the least amount of other complications that we could find. So let me finish putting my lashes on, and yeah, I'll just like sit and chill while I put my lashes on, and you guys can see how everything moves too. Okay, yeah, a shorter seam would have been so cute, but I can see how we might experience some other issues. But I mean, you could bunch it up and it's like not that bad. Like you'd probably get used to all the bunching of the fabric, but yeah, not gonna lie, the shorter inseam does look kind of cuter. Now the thing to note on the Miracle shorts is that there's not an actual scrunch in it. It just has the like elastic to like separate the glutes, but there's not an actual like scrunch to it. So I think that's another thing that people are confused of, is like if it's scrunch or not, but it is totally a normal elastic. I believe this is a bit shorter than the Unbreakable Miracle leggings that we saw, which again is a big Bailey preference for sure. She's talked about it many times in regards to like glute defying bottoms, and so I can see why we made that improvement. And honestly, she makes the booty look so good. Like I can't stop looking at my cheeks in these shorts. Okay, also I just wanted to show what this looks like with me like moving around, sitting down, getting up. So just like a lot of my bottoms, when I'm sitting down, like I normally like adjust like what I just did, and then eventually like as I like get up, move around, stuff like that, they do kind of roll down. But the compression on these is great. The only thing is that a lot of the questions were like, does it cover this situation? And just given where the compression is, like it's only here, so it's definitely not in the lower belly by any means, so it can emphasize it a little bit, you know, depending on the time of the month and stuff like that, but it's nothing that like super bothers me. Like again, it's just kind of like what it is, but the compression is only like where the compression is, and like down here, because it is seamless also, like there's no compression happening. Like the reason why everything is feeling compressive is because of the actual like compression features that they put all over. And then as you can see, like just with this, like I do fear that like I am gonna slip out. So that's the only thing, is that we're definitely fearing for our lives a little bit with the plunge top, but just at home and stuff, like would be all good. And like I said, under like a sweater and stuff would be all good. So that's just the only thing when it comes to the plunge bra. But yeah, this is what we're looking like. Not to give you guys a full like titty shot, but like that's just what it is. And yeah, so you guys can see like just like as I'm sitting, like it's naturally doing all of this stuff here. I don't know if you can see, but it's naturally just doing that stuff. And again, just something that is normal for me when it comes to my body type and pieces like this. It's actually insane the difference that the lashes make. Like you just look so much more alive. Lashes, game changer. Okay, so I've been convinced that all the solid colors of the Miracle Seamless shorts fit tighter and come just a little bit lower. However, I have this salsa red on right now, and these fit like the ombre ones. So I'm wondering if it's like based off darkness. It very much could be that the darker colors in general just fit a bit tighter, which is not a new thing. We've definitely seen that different colors, especially the darker ones, can fit a bit more snug. But it's just interesting that like even the blue ones, like the rise feels a bit different, or like the salsa red feels exactly like the ombre ones. So just an interesting discovery of mine, because all of the Miracle shorts are a small, other than the candy floss color, which I'll try on in a little bit. But yeah, just something that I noticed is that I was like so convinced that like all the solid colors are one way, but I'm like, actually this solid color fits differently. The one thing that I'm really sad about is the Wonder Seamless Bra. I loved these so much when they first came out in the Juicy collection, but I find the updates that they made it bigger. So like you can see a lot of like bunching of the fabric here, and I loved the large in the Juicy collection. You'll see me compare it to the Guava one. That one fit me so perfectly. Like I loved it. And like even now, like I do like how they made the straps like longer, you know, more padding, more comfortable, but like see how tight I have to make it that like you can see these parts in the front. Like that's just like not super cute. Like that's more of like a keep that in the back thing. But like in order for it to fit properly, I have to have them this tight. But even then, like just like how much fabric bunching is happening is like kind of like disappointing a little bit, because I do like the previous large. So like I actually could have done a medium, but because I was like so confident that like they were gonna fit the same way as the last ones, I was like, yeah, get like large in all of them. So I wish I did get a medium, because I definitely can just see like it just being annoying. Like it's just annoying seeing this, to be honest with you. Obviously love the salsa red, but yeah, that's the only thing about the Miracle Seamless, is that she definitely fits a little bit differently. I really don't like her uncrossed, I will say. Like just seeing the try on clips, I don't like it uncrossed. Like I feel like this bra just needs to be crisscrossed in the front, and I just think it's so cute. And like I love how much, you know, it's showing here, but like still like gives you decent coverage. So like that's still there, but you can just definitely tell like how much looser she is. Also this tag, I need to cut her off. I do appreciate that we have like a little cutoff situation. But yeah, if I were to redo my sizes, I would 100% get mediums. I'm just frankly too lazy to exchange. So we're just gonna leave it. But I'm sure I'll order more Wonder Seamless down the line and actually get the medium. So yeah, I just wanted to show that like the smalls in the salsa red, even though they are a solid color, do not fit the same as my lunar blue. So I definitely think it's a color thing, and I don't know if that was intentional, but these are fitting very much like the ombre ones. We saw the Alpha Sports Bra update a little while ago, and so the updates from the last time we saw a big update are the same as they are now. So a little bit of the thicker straps, a little bit more of a longer length. The Alpha Sports Bra is the same as we've seen it in the past few launches recently. So if you guys have been liking the updated fit of the Alpha Sports Bra, then you do have it in 2 other colors in this collection. She is one that a lot of people still continue to love till this day. She's been around for a minute. So again, if you guys like the updated fits, then you guys can grab it in this collection. Oh my gosh, I'm very not used to, but like I'm literally like, how do I fit in here? But I am going to the gym. I just have to go to the bank, but I'm going to go to the gym now. Like, where did I even put you guys so you can see everything? I don't know. I'm gonna put you just right here. Oh, no. Maybe over here. Okay, so we're about to go to the gym and I switched into the HALTER seamless, and I do love her a lot more than when we saw it in the, I believe it was no filter. It's a little bit longer, which I do appreciate a lot. It still has that like this situation going. I do feel like it's not too cleavage. It does give decent side boob coverage as well. Not the same width as the plunge. Like you can definitely tell it's like a little bit more narrow here, but I do love her overall. I will say I'm a huge fan of this like strap situation pulling down from the neck, because the minute I take it off, I feel the pressure instantly on my neck. And like I've already said, me and halters were just not like this. And again, it could be a me thing with like my traps and my posture and all that stuff, but I do really, really like the support from the strap of pulling it down. Now, does it pull it down like very, very well? Like you kind of have to play around with the tightness, I would say. So it's just something that you have to like figure out like what works for you. I do find it's getting loose though, like as I'm wearing it. So just something to be mindful of like needing to adjust it. Like right now I'm trying to adjust it, but it also easily like slips back to where it is. Like if I just press it a certain way, but I do love how much like alleviation it gives right here. Just, but can you see that? I like the alleviation it gives here by pulling it down. And like the minute I take it off, I feel the difference. So I will say it does actually work. And yeah, overall, I am enjoying the halter. Like I said, I'm really, really liking all of the different like seamless bra options. Other than the plunge, when it comes to like working out wise, like I'd work out in every single one except for the plunge one. I'd work out in the form, I'd work out on this halter one, and I'd work out in the wonder one as well, except for the plunge. The plunge is a little risky. So yeah, that is the halter. It would be nice to kind of see if they could make a version that like wasn't scrunch. Like I know that's from the, like they've always done the scrunch situation, but I wonder if it'd be nice like even without it. I can't remember if I mentioned this already, but there is a mesh liner inside to keep the boob pad separated. So we're no longer gonna get that uni boob in any of the seamless bras, which is nice. But yeah, we love her for the BTC. She is a great option. And that's the thing, is I've been seeing a lot of people say that there's not a lot of options for the BTC, but honestly, I think there's a decent amount. Like, no, they're not like fully coverage or supported for us, but we can still have our moment without feeling too out there. I feel like there's like a decent amount, you know? So there's that. And then I think something that I've seen a few athletes talk about is like, we have to remember that like, especially collaborations, they are going to be catered to the person that they are collaborating with. So if they are BTC, IBTC, if they like seamless, if they like scrunch, if they like Newbury, whatever, like it's always going to be catered to that person, because at the end of the day, the collaborations need to represent them and their favorites. So just something to keep in mind. And like, again, as we've said many, many times, not all collections will be for everybody. It's going to really depend on what you're looking for, what you need. And it's okay if some are like totally not up your alley. So just something to keep in mind. Like I said, as a BTC, I'm actually pretty happy with my options for this one. I also am a big fan of seamless in general. So yeah, like I feel good. I feel all good. I can see how, depending on how big you are, and again, what you're looking for, what you're comfortable in, you may not feel the same. And so I think it just very much varies per person. But anyways, I gotta like actually get to the gym, or else I'm never going to. And I will check in with you guys after my workout to see how everything holds up. I'm not sure what we're lifting yet. We'll see once we get there, but I'll see you guys after my workout. No guys, like the way I'm like not a YouTuber, like I haven't YouTubed in a minute, especially like vlog style. So like getting the confidence to like whip out my phone or even whip out my camera at the gym, very much a work in progress. But let me tell you, these miracle shorts got me checking out my damn self every minute I could in the mirror, because the ass was looking fat with PH, with a big PH. I'll put some of the footage that I got.
It's actually like insane. Insane. No, because the way that my butt literally does not look like that, she has a whole fucking shelf. You understand? Are we seeing this? Are we seeing this? I don't understand. And like, that's not really what I look like. So the fact that the shorts can like show me what it could look like was my motivation to keep going in that workout, even though I wanted to call it done. So like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. She was checking herself out in the mirror every minute she could, because if she was standing, if she was posing, if she was turning, the butt was just there and looking so great. Now I can see why people might not like these shorts, because like it very much is defining, emphasizing the butt. So like if you're not looking for leggings that do that, then like these are definitely not gonna be for you. But if you're like confident in that, feel good in that, comfortable with that, whatever, then yeah, like absolutely these are a must. And like even though they are longer, like just scrunching them up is totally all good and felt fine when I was working out. Like I was just kind of testing that, because I know in earlier clips I like scrunched it up, just like trying it on, but like actually scrunching it up and working out was totally fine too. But yeah, let me just say, the shorts, especially when you're working out, got you feeling some type of way, especially on a leg day. Yes, yes, yes. The halter stayed in place, which felt really good. Like I didn't feel like I was gonna bust out or anything. The strap, nothing bothered me. I will see if it moved a little bit. It moved a little bit, but like not a lot actually. It stayed pretty decently in place. But I also want to say, once you start getting sweaty, everything stays in place. Like the shorts, everything. Like in the beginning, my shorts are rolling a little bit, as they normally do. But as I get sweaty there, then it's in place. But just wanted to check in after a workout. I think I'm gonna go walk the dogs. I'll probably change into another outfit to do so, or maybe just stick to this. We will see. But just wanted to say, the shorts, especially when you're working out, different kind of level of confidence. Okay? Okay, I know I said that the halter is super comfortable, but honestly at the same time, I cannot wait to take her off. Like she's comfortable, but I still don't want to wear her all day long. You know, like she's still just when I need to wear her. I was talking with the Libra sisters the other day, and we were just talking about like how in general, like you kind of have to expect seamless to be a bit sheer. We were talking about like the squat test and stuff like that in like all the different shorts colors, but honestly, it's just something that we kind of expect with seamless, that like they are all going to be slightly sheer to some degree. Obviously, some colors are way more sheer than others, but what we were all saying in our text messages, I'll have to see, to find the text and put it on the screen, but what we're all saying is like, as long as our actual butthole and V is like covered by some sort of underwear, we're good to go. Like as long as you can't see through that, like we're good. Like seeing the butt cheeks, like that's just something that's like kind of inevitable, whether you wear a thong or like even like I can't remember the other cut. Like it's not like a full bikini cut. It's like, I don't know. But anyways, I think it's just something to be mindful of with the seamless fabric in general, that they are all slightly sheer, and that's just something they have to be kind of comfortable with. Or the other thing you could do is size up in seamless bottoms, because you have to think like, the reason why it's shearing out is because of how much you're stretching the material against your skin. So you could size up if you wanted more material, but the problem is you have more material. So you could get bunching, you could have like especially on the miracle bottoms, like it might not actually like define the glutes the way that they were supposed to if you had like the perfect size. So like that's like kind of the battle you have to choose, is like if you size up, you get like extra fabric to not shear it out so much, but then you'll definitely see like it not fitting quite perfectly on like the under glutes, or like where the glutes are, you'll see like extra fabric at the glutes or whatever, right? So you have to be like mindful of that and like pick your battles essentially, where if you get your like true size, like it'll fit everywhere so good, as you can see through the various clips that I've shared, that like once you have your right size in the miracle shorts, like it is literally so incredible. But like I said, the sheerness is there. So just something that you have to personally choose and like what you're okay with. But yeah, like I'm just mindful basically, like, you know, if I'm doing like a leg workout in them, then like if I'm doing like anything bent over, like I'll most likely do it like against a wall, or like I'll use my sweater and like cover up the butt, right? Like there's certain things that you can do to like kind of help with that. Like when you're just standing and like chilling, like you're pretty much good. So yeah, just kind of something that we were talking about in our group chat was that the sheerness of the seamless, like you can't really like get away from, just given like how thin the material is. Like it's not like thin like in a cheap way, but it is thinner. So just something to be mindful of. And like with a slight like heathering kind of situation and stuff, that's just like what is inevitable with the seamless material. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that gives you an idea of like what to do in regards to like the sheerness. That's why like I don't even find it very helpful to do like a squat test, because it's like it's sheer no matter what. The main thing that I do is my like little like, I used to call them the like deadlift test, is like to show like cellulite. So that's why I like really clench my cheeks at the top. So like that I find is like helpful to like see how much like cellulite can come through, dimples and stuff like that. When it comes to like actual see-throughness, I think it's just like, it's, yeah, it just makes sense that like the lighter colors
are more sheer than the darker colors. So again, all this to say is like whatever you're most comfortable with is what matters, but I wanted to just make sure I put that out there. Shirts before the run. What the back looks like. We're not gonna touch them. Let's run. Okay, so I'm gonna try to vlog and run. It's my first run in 2 months, okay? Currently running in the Miracle Seamless shorts, and they're not moving. Like, especially around the thighs, they're not running up. The only place that they're moving is my waist, but that makes sense given where my body fat is. It naturally will fold and roll the waistband, so totally expected. It's not too bad though. It's very much like normal, and I can easily fix it. But for the video purposes, I'm not moving it until the end. Guys, first run in 2 months, I'm fucking dying. And I'm vlogging at the same time? Nuts. But definitely really do like the shorts for running in regards to them not riding up or anything like that. Okay, back to the run. Is after the run, there's a little bit of rolling here in the back. I think the back's pretty good. These did not move at all. I'm not gonna lie, the aggressive scrunch flare leggings were just a little bit too much for me in this tie-dye. I do love the tie-dye, especially in the orange, and like I'm so tempted to get maybe the green, but the orange specifically, I was like, I love orange. So I was like, let's just give it a try. But the flares just felt like a lot. And just like the leggings in general, like I think the tie-dye is just a lot on like a full length pant, where with the short and the bra, it's like totally manageable, totally doable. But with a full length pant, I just couldn't do it. So based on the notes here, they should fit the same as you've seen previously in the aggressive scrunch flare leggings. So if you guys love those, go ahead and size the same. The main problem that I have with the aggressive scrunch bottoms, the shorts, I feel improvement. The leggings, I haven't tried many new ones recently, but I do, like I even wore them the other day, the flare ones, and like those ones just, the camel toe situation is because I like them to be higher rise. Naturally though, the aggressive bottoms aren't as high rise as I prefer with my body type and with my personal preference. And so because I'm always like naturally trying to hike it up to a certain height that I like, I do get the camel toe. I will say the aggressive scrunch in the booty though does the booty good, okay? They are the next best glute defying bottom to the Miracle bottoms, you know, but that one does like a full on scrunch that goes up the butt, where the Miracle Seamless does not. Like it's just like a regular like elastic that separates the glutes. So it's like, I would just love to see one version of the aggressive bottoms to be like a little bit more like the ultra high rise. I know not everyone likes the ultra high rise, but I would just love to get that so that I could really see if I like the bottoms, do you know what I mean? And like if the camel toe situation is truly just because I like to hike mine up so much. I will say, in the aggressive scrunch shorts, which you'll see me talk about more in a second, when I did the medium, they came up the rise that I ideally would like. However, the bottoms were just a little bit loose, like the way it actually fit through my leg and my glutes. Then the smalls were like not bad. Like they're definitely a little bit higher than they have been like when we first saw the aggressive scrunch shorts, but I definitely still got a little bit of camel toe, but like nothing near as much as we used to get. So yeah, me and aggressive scrunch, our friendship is like bonding more from like the first one, but I'm just still not like, yes, yes, yes. You know what I mean? So I did opt out of the flare leggings. They are only coming in the Blue Bubbles tie-dye, so just be mindful of that. Blue Bubbles is a color that we saw in the Juicy collection, so definitely if you have any Blue Bubbles pieces from that collection, you'll be able to mix and match. But yeah, the blue tie-dye was just a lot for me, so I said, I'm okay. Again, same thing when it comes to the leggings. The honeydew was like a lot. I wasn't sure about it. The orange tie-dye was like the only one that I was like, fully sold on. But the leggings, again, based on the notes, should fit the exact same way as we have seen them historically. I'm about to go do some groomsmen things as well as dance lessons, but I'm wearing the aggressive scrunch flares. These are not the ones that are coming out in this collection, but it is like one of the most recent ones. So the only thing that I'm not liking is what I've said before. This does roll a little bit, like naturally, just because it's such a stretchy fabric and just the rise and stuff. Definitely looks great on the glutes. You know, can you do that shot of the glutes? Definitely looks great on the glutes. Just like the shorts.
Looking at the glutes.
Just like the shorts. But we do have a little bit of like hidden camel toe, like camel toe, but like not as bad as it used to be. But yeah, I did also get the regular length. I should have gotten like a shorter length, but they do have a nice flare to them and they are very comfortable. So we do like that. But like I said, you'll see me driving and this just rolls. I'm like always adjusting it. That's the only thing that's annoying about it, but just wanted to show the aggressive scrunch flares while I had them on. The Glow sports bra is still not a bra that I will be reaching for as a BTC. I debated on giving it a try again, but honestly, like, I just know me and I just know it's going to feel like too much. I still hope that someday the BTC will get a twisted bra that is just right for us, because I feel like we've seen a few, but then I know like a lot of people didn't like the molded cups in the one. I can't remember the name right now. And like, I do feel like there's a version out there where we'll be able to wear it as a BTC and feel like that sexy vibe without feeling like too sexy because of the clavage. You know what I mean? Like there has to be a way to like incorporate the twist in a way that's going to work for the larger bust. But the Glow Sports Bra, even with the updates that they've made over the past few versions, I'm like, I'm good, because I just don't feel I'm going to reach for it very much, given just the side boob I'll get, the like self-consciousness of the under boob I'll have, and all that stuff. So just something to be mindful. I definitely think it's more of a safer bra for like the itty bitty committee or like regular titty committee, I guess you could say. But for me personally, I decided to continue to opt out of it. But we do have her in Tequila Sunrise and Mar, which are beautiful colors that we saw from Teresa's collab. So if you guys are wanting more pieces to add to those colors that you got from that collection, then there are some options in this collection, and quite a few different pieces actually.
So this isn't the new shape seamless bodysuit from this collection specifically, but this is the most recent one from the Unbreakable collection, and I do think she has improved a lot since we saw her in Juicy. However, she's not gonna be for everyone because she truly is shaping you up. As you can see here, it's very, very compressive in this midsection here, which does cause for a lot of this like folding situation, which I've mentioned before, just because it is so compressive and stiff. So that's the only thing that not everyone loves, especially being a shorter torso. It's like very obvious on me. If you had a longer torso, not as much. I do find I get a little bit of camel toe as well. Like it's very, very slight. And then just kind of like changing around with the positioning here. Again, depending on your torso length, depends on like where things will sit and then what will get like pushed kind of thing. So she very much is feeling like you're wearing shaper, which was the intention of this bodysuit anyways, but I do love wearing her for things like Pilates, like the reformer classes, just because then I'm not worrying about like pulling out my leggings or anything. Like I just let it be as is for the entire class, which I do love. The clavage situation is definitely a lot better in the new one than the old one, but she is out there for sure. But like I said, especially for a Pilates reform class, she feels really, really good to wear. And then also when I'm doing those classes, I'm not too worried about like what everything's looking like. I'm just trying to get through the class. And then this is the back. So just kind of like a typical racer back. And then we do have some glute V situation happening here, which is cute. And then, yeah, that is the Shape Seamless bodysuit. I am wearing a small, I believe. But yeah, like these are just things that like you might not enjoy. And especially like when I'm sitting, like it does that. And then like I said, like where my hips are and my torso is, like it's kind of like, it's on my hip here and then it's like kind of pushing everything there. I don't know how to explain it. Like hopefully you're seeing what I'm talking about. But personally, like I said, it doesn't bother me for the way I'm using the bodysuit and like what I already expect from it. So I will show more of me moving around in this. I might get some clips at Reformed, we'll see. But just wanted to give you guys a quick overview for now. Got back from my Pilates class, but what I ended up doing, because it was a little bit colder this morning, was I wore the long sleeve over top of the bodysuit, because as you can see, like it is very like, you can tell it's like shapewear in my opinion. So if you wanted to just do a little bit of layering, and these are also going to be great for like running, warming up, literally anything that you guys want. The seamless baby tee long sleeve is a great option. You could bolero it if you really wanted to, or you can wear it all the way. And I personally love the baby tee length because it is like the perfect length for my short torso. I do know that naturally it's going to want to creep up to about here to my smallest of my waist, just because of the way my hips will push it up. So I'm expecting that. I know that the sleeves are significantly shorter than the original seamless long sleeve that we saw back in the Sugar Rush collection, but they're still quite long on me. Like I still have quite a bit extra. I love the thumb holes on them. I love when they're just like a really nice clean cut, but it is very breathable. I wore this for like the first maybe like 15 minutes of my class. It was also heated, so like I warmed up pretty quickly, but it dried up really fast as well. Like the fact that I can put it on right away after was pretty awesome. But
I am really liking the long sleeve. I'm not gonna lie, I underestimated how much I'd actually like her, but with the colder mornings coming up and everything like that, it is gonna be a great like layering piece. So I definitely see myself grabbing the other colors, but personally for me, I love the baby tee length. Some might like the longer length, but personally this is perfect for me, and I definitely will be wearing her like running and everything like that too. So this is the front here, and then this is just like a close-up of the details if you can see. And then this is the back here. But yeah, no, we love her. And this with the grape juice looks so freaking good. This is some of the other details you guys don't want to see, like just the mesh situation happening here, and like it definitely like contours the body as well. Like they're always so strategic in placement of mesh and everything like that. The top right here also has like the paneling happening up top, and then you can even see closer to, like it does have like the lines going all the way through straight across, but like it's very, very subtle, but very, very breathable and like light. And the fact that it can like fit really nicely, like I could cram this into my fanny pack, which is nice too, again, like as a nice like layering situation. So I really liked this combo here, and you would have not really guessed that I was wearing a bodysuit. Well, you can, but you can't, you know? And yes, she is a little bit more like see-through, obviously, because she's thinner, but I feel like that's kind of what you expect with like thinner tops like this. So yeah, that is the seamless long sleeve, and me wearing it. Also, the Pilates class was full, and I was like to be mindful of recording when there's like a lot of people. So there's no way that I could record. But let me tell you, the crotch sweat was real, but like there's no more crotch sweat stains, and that was about like a 20-minute drive, so it dried fairly quickly. But yeah, the sweat was so real, and like I don't even see it on my glutes anymore either, just looking in the mirror. So I will say that the seamless in general does dry up fairly quickly, and I was like sweaty, so very impressed with that. But yeah, I couldn't get much movement clips wearing the bodysuit, but I promise you she's great for Pilates, just because like I said, you're not worrying about anything and like adjusting anything whatsoever. It just stays in place, which is great. The only thing I was like kind of adjusting is like my little camel toe situation, but other than that, we were good to go. I realized while I'm here, I might as well compare what the original seamless long sleeve looked like from Felicia's collab. So this was it like full length. It's basically a dress on me. So as you can see, that's why I really appreciate the baby tee length, because I also have that bunch up, and then I have just so much extra fabric here. I don't know if this was a smaller size than the new one, because this one just feels a little bit tighter in the arms, where the other one felt perfect. So I'll have to double check that and confirm on the screen. But otherwise, all the details are fairly the same. I would say that the lines aren't as noticeable as it was on the last ones, but the thumb holes are very much different, as you can see here, compared to the last shot of the thumb holes. So little improvements like that. The mesh here is very much similar as well, so that's there. I also have more comparisons on like a flat lay of everything in my free PDF for you guys, so if you guys want to take a look at that, you can see more details there. But actually no, you can definitely see the lines happening here a lot better. I just have to be in the right light. But yeah, and then the biggest difference is that this one actually had a back cutout, where we don't have that in the new one anymore. So this is what it looked like originally. But yeah, just figured I might as well compare the original to the new ones, but overall the feel is very similar. So yeah, I'll put more of the updates on the screen, and like I said, in the PDF there's like more details on the differences. So that is more on the long sleeve. All right, I'm about to switch into some comfies, but I wanted to throw this set on for you guys. This is from the last time that the Form Seamless came out in Mocha Berry, but it obviously matches just fine with the Miracle Seamless. And if anything, actually the new Rise looks really good with the bra, just because then it leaves a little bit of a gap there since they don't come up as high. So that's the main thing, that the new Form Seamless leggings definitely don't come up as high. My belly button, like literally the top of it is like right here. So it just covers it. You guys know me, I love my ultra high rise, but I don't mind this one too much, just because it still comes up higher rise. But I do have to be mindful of like how much I bring this up to cover my belly more, because then I get a little bit more crotch situation happening. But once I like fix it, like we're good. I will say they absolutely nailed the butt contouring more on the leggings. I will flip you guys around. Yeah, they definitely nailed the like glute contouring way more on the leggings. When I compare it to the old ones, you can definitely tell that like these just, the compression here sits perfectly onto the glutes, and so there is an improvement there. The only thing is, like I said, the rise is different, which some might love, some might not. Like I said, as an ultra high rise girly, I actually don't mind this rise as much as I thought I would, because it does actually cover the top of my belly button, where some doesn't actually cover the top of my belly button, so that's something like it bothers me. But like I said, I just have to be mindful of like how much I like pull it up in the front so that it's not causing too much situation in the crotch. But yeah, the improvements are definitely like, look at that. Okay? Okay? Hello? You know, like it just sits so much more perfectly now than the older ones. Like I was obsessed with the old ones, but like now seeing like the little bit of refinement, it's even better. So that's the main thing there. And then, like I said, this is from another launch, but this is very much what the Form Seamless bra looks like. I personally love it this way. The main improvement that they did is they put a mesh liner here so that these cup pads that are in here don't like move to the middle like this and look like you have 3 boobs, you know? So that is a nice improvement that they added to the new ones. And then, like I said, this one is reversible, so this is what the other side looks like. I personally think this is too clavage for me, so I'd rather this side here. I don't know, it's just like my preferred style altogether. So yeah, this is the new Miracle legging update when it comes to the rise. And like I said, the adjustments to the glute definition situation. And the Mocha Berry, you guys know me, I don't normally like mix and match my fabrics, but the seamless actually looks really good with like the new braid and everything like that. I think they match really well, because I know sometimes different materials in the same color can look so off. So like I literally just moved from like being on the floor to standing up, and you can tell that it just rolls. Like I said, all of my bottoms do this, all my waistbands do this. If it's a little bit higher rise, it doesn't happen as much. But yeah, especially with the lower rise, this is very natural to happen on me. So just want to be honest with you that I am constantly like adjusting that, but it's something that I'm so used to doing with my torso and just where I carry my body fat. So that is the Form Seamless. I'm going to change one last time in this video into the double dip bra in the peach rings tie-dye, and I'll be wearing that for the rest of the day for just a day of computer work and meetings. All right, we are changed into the last piece, which is the double dip sports bra. I am just having a chill day of meetings and computer work, and so I want it to be just in something comfy, and butter is always a comfy material to wear. I will say the double dip bra, we first saw her, it was constantly sliding down, but since they've made improvements, it's definitely a lot better now. She stays a lot better in place. She's not like perfect. I think she'll naturally just kind of go like this, so like it's kind of what I expect, but I'm definitely not adjusting her nearly as much. I also think the coverage is great given the BTC. Like I think this is pretty nice. Like it's a nice just like plain scoop neck situation, very plain back as well. She definitely could be like a good bra to wear like underneath something, but given how bright this is, it might not be the best, but she is very comfy. She does have some seams just at the bottom here and then inside around here as well. I'm just gonna keep her in place given that she is that butter fabric. And then these are the medium in the aggressive scrunch that I was talking about. So given that they are medium, they do come a little bit higher, but there is just so much extra fabric, so they definitely fit a little bit looser. So you can tell here, they're definitely, like Elise said, a little bit looser, a little bit more high rise. I'm definitely not worrying as much of the rolling because they sit so high rise. So this is what I've been saying, is that like when they do come higher rise, they don't fall as much. Like they'll fold a little bit, but not nearly as much, but they are quite literally up to my boobs. So it's like almost like a one piece. But yeah, I personally like the fit of the smalls a bit better, but the mediums are like my go-to, like just comfy, don't have to worry about anything. Just so you guys can see the difference between the medium and the smalls that I was wearing in the grape juice. But yeah, this is like such a comfy bra to wear just like all day long. This is the tie-dye with the peach rings in there. I thought the tie-dye was a lot in the blue and the green, but in the orange, I just love her so much. So I do like her in this one. I know everyone's gonna have mixed feelings on the tie-dye in general. So again, if it's for you, great. If it's not, then just pass on it. But I personally don't mind the tie-dye, especially in the summer. I think it's a nice pop of color, and then sometimes I'll wear just like a bolero with it. But yeah, that is the double dip sports bra. I am wearing a size large, I believe. I will confirm on the screen, and it's like my perfect size to like feel good wearing it all day, feel the coverage and support that I'm expecting from it. And like I said, it's a nice option too for like a thick strap situation. So that is the double dip sports bra, and just showing you guys the medium of the aggressive scrunch shorts as well. So yeah, it naturally does like roll. Like I'm literally just making yogurt and it's starting to roll. That is the butter fabric though. Like the butter fabric just moves so much because it's such a light and like, I don't want to say flimsy, but it's like just such a light weight fabric that it just kind of does what it wants. It's like so naked feeling. However, she just doesn't really stay in place very well. So I'll adjust it one more time and let's continue making my yogurt bowl. Okay, not for you. I'm gonna pick a banana that I was trying to give to Rex, but he didn't want it. But like that's what moved. See, like I'm not gonna fix anything till the very end, but just, oh, this rolled right now. So just things to keep in mind is that it just likes to move a lot, okay? It's just what it is with the butter. The yogurt roll is done, and this is where the rolling situation is at. It's there, you know, it's there. All right, that is everything when it comes to the StrongAF collection in collaboration with Bailey Stewart. Again, big congratulations, Bailey. This collection just screams you in so many different ways, from the colors, from the pieces. Like, if you guys know Bailey, you guys know she has been on a mission to continue to find and create, quite frankly, the best glute defining bottoms. And with these miracle bottoms, she is definitely on her way of doing so and continuing to define the glute defining bottom situation. Like, she's just on that mission, okay? She is on the mission of sharing her beautiful glutes with all of us in some sort of way by giving us bottoms like we've seen in this collection. So again, big congratulations, Bailey. I am obsessed with my 1,000,001 different colors of the same outfit that I cannot wait to wear over and over and over again. And I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, you guys can reach out to me over on Instagram, join my Discord, comment down below. But with that being said, again, let me know if you guys like the vlog style mixture with the sit down. If you guys like the sit down, if you guys want to see another one with the vlog style, we can just refine it a little bit. Either way, again, at the end of the day, I want whatever I create and put out there to be helpful to you, because that's who I want to help. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.